Labour unions in Nigeria are defying the courts. They have vowed to shut down the country's economy beginning from Tuesday. Despite a court order to the contrary, the unions say they'll embark on a nationwide strike from November the 6th to press home for their demand for a rise in the national minimum wage. Here's CGTN's Deji Badmus with more on that story.
Sounding a tone of defiance. It's the final meeting of the leadership of the various labor unions in the country before they commence their nationwide strike on Tuesday, November 6th, to compel the government to raise the country's national minimum wage to $83, an amount the government says it can't afford. And despite a court order restraining the unions from embarking on the strike, the union leaders are defiant.
The Joint Central Working Committee directs all affiliate unions, state councils, our civil society allies, the informal sector and other friends of workers and lovers of democracy to commence immediately mobilization of their union members for a total shutdown of the country from 6th of November 2018.
The unions would be walking a fine line if they chose to ignore the court order, and some are already warning the union leaders to stay action.
I think it will amount to contempt of court for them to disregard that court order. Again, you cannot say you're a labor leader, a labor group, and then you breach court orders and expect the law to protect you. So I think the labor leaders have to have a rethink on the resolution that they will go ahead with the strike despite the court order.
At the heart of the minimum wage dispute is actually $21. That's essentially the difference between what the unions are holding out for and what the governors of Nigeria's 36 states are offering. In fact, even the federal government is tabling $66, $4 more than what the governors are offering. But the unions are insisting that it's either $83 or no deal.
We assure the government that any attempt to muzzle workers to accept modern-day slavery in their own country will fail woefully before it even arrives.
My position is that we should forget about the issue of minimum wage. Each employer of labor should determine what is appropriate. Once we have high level of employment, let me tell you, Deji, if you have high level of employment, what happens is that the bargaining power of workers improves. Today, workers do not have the bargaining power because they don't even have the jobs. But if you have the near full employment, then the workers will tell you that if you cannot pay me this minimum amount, I will move to the next available job.
It remains to be seen if all the sides in the dispute could strike a deal before the November 6th date of the strike action. Nigeria's economy can certainly ill afford a long-drawn nationwide strike at this time. Everyone is now watching to see who blinks first. Deji, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.